Good day, family. This is Nakia17 coming to you today with an episode to show you how to use Anchor to create small transcribed video clips for your guest or for yourself to post on your story or on your timeline for your social media. Now, how many of you have, after recording an episode, wanted to send your guest or to have the ability to take small segments and then send them over to your social media to promote that, or send it over to those guests to allow them to then promote the episode themselves? Well, today's episode is going to show you exactly how to do that. Before we get into the episode, there's a few things that you need to know about these small clips. With Anchor, Anchor only allows you to do these clips for about 59 seconds. So you can't go over 60 seconds with these clips. And that is why a lot of people struggle with the challenge of being able to have these clips, because in most cases, their episode is, can be 20, 30, 40 minutes long. And so how do you properly identify that and then segment it out? And that's what we're going to go through today, is how to edit that audio, edit down those small segments so you can send those out to those guests. So let's dive into this. Let me first show you a little bit of what we're talking about. And I'm going to take you step by step through this. I want you to get the full experience of what it looks like. So notice I am on my Anchor platform right now. As a matter of fact, I'm on my dashboard as we speak. I already have a few episodes that are in, so I want to show this with using existing content so you can see what it looks like to actually go in and then edit your video and chop it up. So I'm going to go here to this particular episode. So let me take a click here. And notice I've got an episode that I haven't published just yet. It's in the draft format, and I'll show you how this looks like for this particular episode. So this is the episode here. What you want to do is you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to click on Edit Audio. So you notice you've got your segments here, and I'll come back later to show you this. This is the transcribe segments. Notice anything that's smaller than a minute, I have the ability of being able to go in and do a transcribed video of it. We'll get to that in just a little bit in this video. So let's go edit audio. So now that I've clicked on edit audio, here's where we want to go from here, right? So I want to go down to the clip that I want to edit and make it a segment. Now I've already went through and I did some segments for this particular video, but I want to show you a longer segment. Notice this segment here is 16 something minutes long. So I'm going to edit this because I want to chop it down to make it to where I can use those little small videos that give me a transcription of the words that were said in the podcast. So I'm going to go edit audio here. And this is going to load the full segment. Now, for personal reasons, I like to go zoom in 3 times. That's just, again, that's personal preference. It's completely up to you. You can do a larger segment. That's completely up to you. And I'm going to start to play this segment and chop it where I want to chop it at. Now, what I like to do is I like to play it so I can know where to stop the segment. I notice I have my earpiece here so I can hear the audio that's being played in the background. All right, I found my clip, so that's what I want. I'm going to split it here, right? Okay, now notice this is it's a little over 25 seconds, right? I'm going to click on save. Now there's 2 options. This is important. In order for you to get that little segment that you want, what you want to do is select this first option, which is save as multiple segments. That's the option you want to select. If you do this option, it's only going to save the existing segment as one segment. So you don't want to do that option when you're trying to get these small bite-sized clips. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit save as multiple segments. Now notice it's loading here my segments, right? Okay. Now, again, you want to notice this as well. I'm on the edit audio screen. This is the screen where I can actually save my changes, which I'm going to do once it finishes processing. Notice it's got 2 clips that are processing here. The first segment that I segmented out is my first segment. That should be about, again, it's a little over 25 seconds. So we'll see that in just a second. And then it's got my other longer or larger segment that came from the original segment. So you'll see that there. Now, notice the naming convention. This is, key probably if you want to identify your segment easily. That's one way. You can do it by the time as well, which is another way to identify it, but you can identify it directly by the segment name. I'm going to save changes, okay? So now that I've saved my changes, I'm going to go down to my audio clips. Notice here, The ones that have this little icon, these can be transcribed. So you're looking for this icon. Again, this is just on when you go to episodes and you click on the very first page. This is before you click on edit audio. This is where you can edit the actual content or what you have listed there for your segment. So if I scroll down, notice I've got a couple of segments. I can click on this one. I'm not going to do that. Here's a tip to give you as well. This is a pro tip that I learned just in being able to do this quite a few times. You want to play the segment first because there's an issue that Anchor has where if you don't play the segment beforehand, it may give you the last previously played segment as opposed to the actual segment that you're editing. So I'm going to hit play here, right? Okay. Now that I played the segment, I'm going to go pause the segment really quick and I'll click on this little icon. This is the icon we're looking for here, right? Okay, when I click on this, notice what it's doing, right? Okay, you can see here. All right, so this gives you the ability to go in and edit. I'll show you what this looks like, right? So I can hit play. I can play from here. Okay, notice there's some things. So I want to capitalize this because that's, again, that's just, semantics, right? If I'm getting ready to put this episode out there, I want to make sure that's capitalized. Here's what it is, auntie, right? Okay. It says, let me delete that. So notice there's quite a few errors. It depends on how well you are enunciating your words. What it says. Let's do quotes here, right? And when I pass by thee, and saw thee. Notice again, this is, where your grammar looted in thine own blood, comma, wasteth with a th, wasteth in thy blood, thy, comma. So okay, and I'm gonna put exclamation point because that's where it goes. Yay. Comma, I said unto thee. Wasteth. In thy blood, comma, live. And that was the verse. And, comma, that was the verse. All right. Now, from Ezekiel, right? go here. Delete this. Okay. All right, so now that I've got my transcript saved, I'll hit save. Now, this is where you're going to see these options that I've been telling you about, right? Notice you've got quite a few different options, right? I can set this if, let's say I want to do an Instagram post, and I can set this as the option so it becomes full screen when I do my Instagram post. If I want to do a story post, so let's say I want to post to my Instagram story, I could do this particular option. This is the one I like to do. You'll notice how each one of them looks completely different, right? This gives you the full album clip or album art that you have for your podcast. This one will also give you the same thing. Notice it's in the bottom right hand corner, but this is for the reader. This is more designed for being able to really truly seeing what the words are, right? So, so this is what you do, and all you would do right here is click download. Notice I'm downloading it here. So we'll give it a second to allow it to download like it needs to. And so there it is. And when I open it, notice here's my clip. So now I have a beautiful small little clip that I can use for an Instagram story, for a Facebook story, or even for an actual post that I want to do either on Facebook or on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, wherever it is that you'd like to post this clip to really just promote your podcast. So again, this is I hope you really like this tip. If you like the tip, click on and jam that like button. Also hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you can get more videos like this. Again, this is quick clip to show you how to make those little small vignettes of content that you want to send out to your audience or send out to the people whom you had on the podcast. This has been the Kia 17. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and blessings, family.